Is there anything that you wanted to do and Tony and the guys are like, nah, bro, that's too much.
Yeah, definitely. There's been lots of times. You got to be at peace with whatever happens. You can't be afraid to go to the hospital. You can't be afraid to have months taken off your career. You got to be willing to risk it all.
I don't sleep 'cause my head's on fire. I hate creeps and I hate liars. Oh, you want the brave cat secret that I never tell. I'm up in heaven, but I came from hell. I fell. So do you. I fell.
Yo, what's going on, good people? It is Carolina's favorite fat boy, DJ Danny Ocean, host of the hottest night show on the planet, the Danny Ocean Show on 101.9 Kiss FM. Y'all know I love this wrestling thing. You know, anytime AEW comes to North Carolina, I got to tap in and try to get somebody over here to talk to you guys to let you know what's going on. And as you know, AEW Dynamite Blood and Guts is coming to the First Horizon Coliseum in Greensboro next Wednesday, November 12th. Get those tickets right now at AEWTIX.com. And got you first off, you know I don't do this thing alone. I got my bro, Matthew Malik Wilson with me. Matt, what's going on, Brody?
Bless, what's going on, man? Pleasure to be here.
Yes, Sirski. Listen, man. We talked about this, man. AEW is having one of the most violent events of the year next Wednesday, all right? Blood and Guts. And our guest today is no stranger to the Blood and Guts match. The last Blood and Guts match, he tried to set a man on fire for a shot at the TNT Championship. This year, he's standing across from somebody he absolutely hates, Jon Moxley, along with the Death Riders. So I can only imagine how crazy he's going to get in Greensboro. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest today is Mr. Darby Allin. Darby, what's good, man?
Let's just hope I set somebody on fire this year.
Hopefully, fingers
Hopefully,
crossed.
for sure.
First off, I'd like to start the show saying this not your first rodeo when it comes to this Blood and Guts. Like I said, last year was absolutely insane. What's your mindset like going into a match like that? And how do you even mentally prepare yourself knowing you're about to go into actual hell?
You got to be at peace with whatever happens. You can't be afraid to go to the hospital. You can't be afraid to have months taken off your career. You got to be willing to risk it all. And anybody knows anything about this past year, I've been risking everything, everything. So I think Blood and Guts is very on brand with how I live my life.
Absolutely. Now you're going in against the Death Riders, being led by one of your biggest ops right now, Jon Moxley, who obviously loves the violence just as much as you do. You made Mox quit in front of the world last month at Wrestle Dream. And if I had to guess, he's got a huge chip on his shoulder right now, and he's gonna want to get his lick back. Does that concern you at all?
Nah, dude, I'm ready. I'm ready for whatever happens, man. I'm ready for whatever happens. It's gonna be insane, and it's gonna get really sketchy. But I really feel this event really captures what AEW is all about. And everybody's like, "Yo, so what's AEW all about?" I'm like, "Just watch Blood and Guts. You're gonna find out.
Absolutely,
You're gonna find out."
I agree. Last year's Blood and Guts, I was watching it with a friend of mine. And it was the first time watching an AEW event, and let's just say they've been watching it ever since. Ever since, man. So what is it like facing somebody that's damn near just as unhinged as you are? Do you feel like facing Jon Moxley brings out the best or the worst in you?
A little bit of both. It's a double-edged sword for sure, because I feel like it's clearly taking years off of one's career having these matches that we've been having. But at the same time, dude, my career is supposed to be short and sweet. I'm not in it for the long run. I don't think I'm gonna make it to 65 like Sting.
Oh man, so not here for a long time, here for a good time.
Oh yeah.
So, speaking of Sting, the last match you were in that same venue in Greensboro was at Revolution last year, main event with Sting versus the Young Bucks for Sting's last match. We talked to Tony Khan a couple weeks ago about the history of pro wrestling in Greensboro, including Sting's legacy in that city. So what did it mean for you to be out there with Sting for his last match in a city that meant so much for his career?
Yeah, like that whole day was insane. I'm normally the calm one in the day, and Sting comes up to me and he's like, "Yo, why are you so nervous?" And I was like, "You don't understand. Like, you're the type of guy, when you say you're going to retire, you're going to retire. You're not going to have 100 different retirements. So we got to knock it out of the park because we only get one shot at this." And I felt like we did just that.
Absolutely.
It was wild.
That was actually my first time doing media with you guys, and I remember going to the post show presser, and you came out with Sting, and bro, you were wrecked.
Oh
Like
yeah,
you were covered in cuts and bruises and bandages. I'm like, how is this man even walking right now, dude? That the ladder to the glass spot. I think the collective breath left that entire arena that night, man.
yeah, that was pretty gnarly because the referee comes up to me and he's like, "How are you feeling?" And I was like, "All things considered, I feel pretty good." And then he looks down and like there's a hole in my side, and then
Yes.
you can see my insides. And then he's like, "We're gonna have to bring you to the back." And I was like, "Hell no! I got one. I got dude. I gotta finish this." So if you see me come back at the end of the match, I'm like wrapped in duct tape.
That was amazing. Oh my god, that's insane. So we've seen you do some pretty wild stuff on TV, man. I'm just curious, is there anything that you wanted to do and Tony and the guys are like, nah, bro, that's too much.
Yeah, definitely. There's been lots of times,
Lots of times.
especially during the pandemic, because the roster was so thin. I would always pitch for the most craziest stuff, and he's like, "We can't afford to have anybody else miss out on the show."
Is there anything you can give a specific answer on that you
Oh,
got turned down on?
yeah, get hit by a car.
Oh God,
Yeah, yeah,
you
and
pitched to getting hit by a car?
yeah, and if anybody knows anything that I do, I don't like there to be a lot of safety nets with a lot anything. I like to just go out there and go crazy because all these stunt men that come out that try to like, there's a lot of people like, all right, there's this. I'm like, don't you see what we do in the ring? Like, there's it's like so it's yeah, I do a lot better when there's less safety. I know it sounds crazy, but just the years of skateboarding, the years of just insanity, I feel like it just I don't know, man. I don't do good when there's a lot of rules.
I get it. I get
Okay,
it.
well, quick follow up question to that. Is there anything that they said, all right, it's cool for you to do, and then you did it, and then you were like, damn, that might have been a little bit too far?
Maybe the glass, but the only reason I'd say the glass is because originally I was so close to climbing Mount Everest that year. I was supposed to climb Mount Everest, so going to Everest with all these open wounds would have been horrible. But everybody knows 2 weeks later, I broke my foot in a wrestling match right before I was supposed to leave for Everest, and then I had to postpone it for another year. But I'd say just the glass only, considering I was that close to going to Everest, and you don't want to go up there with all these open wounds and glass still coming out of your back.
Hell yeah. I'm like, didn't you have a question about Everest?
Yeah, you went to Mount Everest, right?
Yeah, I climbed in just this past spring.
What I wanted to ask you, what was because I hear that climbing Mount Everest is not easy at all. What
No,
what was your toughest moment climbing Mount Everest, and how did you push through it?
I would say, Dave, the summit was originally supposed to take 6 hours to make it to the summit. Ended up taking 12. It was pretty gnarly, just the conditions and everything. And I see people in the line start to run out of oxygen, and they start to freeze, and they're just like, "Screw this! I'm not dying up here." But I was like, "Dude, I'm ready. If I if something happens, I'm totally at peace with it." But yeah, I would say day of the summit, just because it was so insane.
And how did it feel afterwards, like being able to accomplish something that only like a very small percentage of the human population would be able to get through?
Oh no, it feels incredible. I'm so grateful for the experience and the fact that I was able to take 6 months off of wrestling, because everybody knows there's no off season in wrestling.
Right.
It's twice a week, every week. And so it's like just to have 6 months off to do something like that, because it was such a big spiritual goal of mine. So I'm very grateful for everything.
Right. Were you able to convince anybody in the locker room to be able to make that trip? Did you give any inspiration to anybody to climb Mount Everest when you got back?
No, ain't nobody gonna do that. There's so much work that goes into it. It's not even funny. Like I was training so hard. It was It's not like, hey, let's just go climb Mount Everest and do it. Like there's so much that goes into it.
Right. Okay. And I just got one more question for you. I ask all of you guys this question when you come on. And actually, to tell you the truth, Darby, every time you guys answer this question, it happens. Like it's happened for Chris Statlander. It's happened for Santana over in It's for whatever reason you guys make your own future when I ask you this question. So you've heard of 50 Cent "Get Rich or Die Trying," right?
Yeah.
In AEW, what's your "I need to do this in AEW or die trying"?
Man, honestly, I feel like I've been living it. I feel like it's just going out there and giving our version of wrestling on live TV, and the fact that we're able to do what we're able to do. I think every time I step in the ring, I feel like it's die trying, because I'm so passionate about what this place gives me, and the fact that we can do this on national TV every week. There's no handcuffs with anything.
Mm-hmm.
But to that point, my fiance, she got shot in the head. So when you said the thing with 50 Cent, it reminded me of that. They used to call her 50 Cent in high school because she got shot in the head by a handgun.
Oh wow.
So that's the 50 Cent reference there.
I don't know how to segue out of that. But no,
it's funny when I tell people that story. They're all like, when I tell people that story, yeah, my fiance got shot in the head. Like, oh, is she alive? I'm like, yeah, I'm not dating her ghost.
Right. I'm most careful not to ask that. Like, is she all right?
So, since we're talking about AEW, and their AEW is huge. It's worldwide. It's a big thing right now. We're the best wrestler. We talked about that too with Tony. But what does it mean for you to hear fans say that you're one of the faces of AEW, that you're helping carry the weight of this company on your back?
I think it's pretty cool, because I'm a guy that without AEW wouldn't amounted to anything in the grand scheme, big picture of wrestling. Definitely not the guy that fits any molds or anything like that. So I feel when people see me go out there, it's 100% from the heart. I'm not an industry plant. You can't tell me what to do. Like, you can't create a Darby. Like, I am me. So I feel like people see the authenticity. So, and they also know that I'm willing to go places no one else is willing to go.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, speaking of going places nowhere other people don't want to go, back to the blood and guts match, man. This is the first women's blood and guts match going down next Wednesday too. Are you looking forward to it? Anybody in particular you want to see get hurt in that match?
No, I'm just, when anybody gets the platform for such an insane match, I'm always curious of what's going to happen. It's like, I'm very intrigued with what lengths the women are willing to go to leave a statement, because they definitely whenever that red light's on, they're rocking. So I'm really curious to how insane they're going to get and what we have to compete against.
I get that. So we always do this too when we wrap up our show. We get ready to wrap up. We do the top 5. We get our guests to run their top 5. We did Will Ospreay a couple months back. Kind of putting you on the spot here. What are your top 5 dream matches? Any company, major or independent, any era, dead or alive? 5 people that you would love to be across that ring from.
5 people. I'd say Dynamite Kid is one for sure. I would say Sting would be one in a singles match. I would say Mick Foley would be one.
Absolutely.
I would say Eddie Guerrero would be one.
Ooh, fire.
And then I'm trying to think of the last one. Something. It's hard to say, because I've had so much, like, quote unquote dream matches already.
Right.
You know what I mean? I've been so fortunate to wrestle the amount of people I've wrestled. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna say I don't know. Midian.
Darby versus Naked Midian is crazy.
Yeah, let's make it happen.
But no, it's hilarious. I mean, it's crazy that you said Mick Foley, because I dead ass thought, I was like, Darby versus Cactus Jack would be, prime Cactus Jack versus, current Darby Allin would be insane. Yeah,
And I had a question because I was going to ask you, like, you know how, because you're doing Blood and Guts, right? And you know how, like, Mick Foley, he's synonymous with, like, Hell in a Cell. It's like, it's him, Undertaker, Triple H, whatever. Is this, like, the path that you might be on? Is that every time we see a Blood and Guts, we should expect to see Darby Allin in that cage?
I don't, dude. Honestly, I've only been in one, so it's like it's hard. And there, I don't know. I think there's been about 3, maybe 4 Blood and Guts. So it's, I don't know, man. I have no idea. It's not. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see it. Like, 'cause but I'm telling you right now, like, come November 12th, I'm ready to go insane. So we'll see if I make an impact in that landscape.
Oh, we sure you will. We sure you will.
Hell yeah. Now, we are all looking forward to November 12th, next Wednesday. AEW Dynamite Blood and Guts going down from the First Horizon Coliseum in Greensboro. Darby, is there anything you want to tell the fans before they pull up to Greensboro next week?
Oh man, if you want to see insanity, just show up. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, dude, if you just want to see, because there was a part where when I was going to train for Mount Everest and I was off TV and I was watching a match with Copeland and Mox, and when Mox took that suplex onto the spike bat, and it literally made, like, that was the first time I felt like watching wrestling that I had that out of body experience when my heart was pounding. I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. So if people want to have that in person, show up. Show up November 12th. It's gonna get insane.
And once again, tickets on sale right now, AEWTIX.com. Darby, we thank you for your time, man. We know you got to get mentally prepared to go to war next week, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But once again, man, thank you for coming on, guys. We appreciate you. AEW, Blood and Guts, man. Next week, we talk to you soon, man.
All right, later, guys. Thanks for having me, man.
No doubt.